Kalen DeBoer with a huge recruiting victory as Ryan Williams is back in Alabama's recruiting class. Who could be next? Alabama's going to be out there trying to add to what was the number 2 class before Nick Saban retired. But a really good day for the Crimson Tide as you're starting to see things start to turn around and Alabama building just a ton of momentum moving forward. How about Freddie Roach? He's promoted, former Alabama player who's stuck with the Crimson Tide, is getting a new title. And Alabama basketball, big win. Let's get out of here. Okay, well, not really. Let's just get to the show. Welcome to the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. Like and subscribe, and let's get this thing going. What's everybody with my main man? There he is, Big Elmo, Brett Elmore, and I'm Mick Gillispie, and welcome to the channel at Broadcaster Mick, at Brett Elmore Show, WJLX in Jasper, hanging out here on the channel today and getting you ready for a great day of Alabama. I mean, look, what a win it was on the recruiting trail, Brett, for Alabama to bring back Ryan Williams, who was really the star of the recruiting class, decommitted when Nick Saban left, and now he's back.
Yeah, he reopened his recruitment back on January 10th, and everyone that kind of started that downhill spiral that we lived through, it seems like, and now we're on our way back up the slope. But there was a lot of early indications yesterday, and actually over the last few days. He had what was rumored to be an excellent weekend in Tuscaloosa over the weekend, last weekend. But early in the day yesterday, started, liking stuff on social media. The Bama assistants were updating their social media profile pictures. He was liking that. He posted a picture of him as a kid holding an autographed Bama football, and everyone started saying, hey, we may be getting close. We may be getting close. And then yesterday afternoon, the news hit, and he's back in Titletown.
Well, let's talk about Ryan Williams, because we know that Alabama used the full court press to bring him back in the fold, but they had a secret weapon. And that secret weapon we should start calling the closer.
You sitting here with the GOAT, best wide receiver in the country, son. Right. Mr. Ryan Williams, baby, Hollywood in the house.
Yeah, Hollywood.
Tell him what we give a piss about, Williams.
Don't give a piss about
nothing but the time, baby. Blitz, Bama blitz. That's it.
There he is, Roll Tide Willie, who has become one of the great recruiters now on the trail for Alabama, getting the job done there with Ryan Williams with the T-shirts. I love it, man. Love Willie. We talked about him before, and I thought this was great. You look at the statistics in 15 games for Ryan Williams, 88 catches, 1,600 yards plus, 24 touchdowns, over 18 and a half yards per reception, 57 times. He ran the ball for 700 yards and 15 touchdowns. I mean, this guy has just had an unbelievable career at Saraland. He was only a junior. He reclassified to come to Tuscaloosa. Alabama was really glad to have him. Then he left, and now he's coming back, and I think this is a great thing. He's a really big piece of this recruiting class.
Major victory. And Mick, we had talked about it several times here in the past week or so. Coach DeBoer needed a win. I think we did a whole show on that. We needed a victory, needed a win. This was a home run. And yeah, I mean, the guy, you look at his statistics there, not only did he catch and rush the ball for touchdowns, he also had punt returns for touchdowns, kickoff returns. He even threw a touchdown pass. Mr. Football 2022 recommitted to the Tide, and we got an indication too, and I forgot to mention this before. He canceled that trip to Texas. That was a huge sign. And I think he was actually supposed to make a visit maybe to Auburn as well.
Auburn, LSU. I mean, he had a lot of teams after him. But you're right. Him getting out of that trip to Texas was kind of an indicator that, that
everyone knew it was going to be between Bama and Texas.
Right. And that he was going to be in Tuscaloosa. He looks great with the A's, man. I mean, but this shows you a couple things. First off, it shows you that Coach DeBoer is connecting with players and their families fast, and it's a real shame that some of these guys that left didn't give him a chance to get to know what he does, what he's all about, who he is. But I respect Ryan Williams a lot for doing that.
Yeah, I do too. And I saw him quoted. I was reading some articles about this recommitment, and he talked about just getting to know Coach DeBoer and Coach Grubbs. And he was talking about Coach DeBoer, and he said, this guy is exactly, he is what he is. You what you see is what you get. He said this is a very genuine guy, and he really looks forward to playing at the University of Alabama. And he gave him a shot, and Coach DeBoer won him over, and this was a big win.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, well, let's talk about our friend, a guy that has stuck through at Alabama and now gets a promotion. How about Freddie Roach, a former Alabama player, now the assistant head coach for the Crimson Tide? And I think that having Freddie Roach stick around, having Robert Gillispie stick around really meant a lot to this program, and it's good to see Freddie Roach get a payoff for that.
Right. I mean, he's one of, like you mentioned, two on-field coaches that stayed with the staff. And I'm glad he got elevated up. He deserved it. I think he worked with the defensive line this past year. He's been on staff, I think, since 2020. But I mean, just having him on staff and elevating him, that's big. But also, like you mentioned, just having him on staff, he is an alumnus of the university, and he is that connection. He has that connection, and this is a good keep for Coach DeBoer in Freddie Roach.
Yeah, no doubt. And do you, when everything was kind of going down when he first got the job, were you worried that they were going to lose guys like Freddie Roach and Robert Gillispie?
Yeah, I mean, when you're going to get that just about in any job. Normally a coach will come in and pretty much clean house, but Coach Saban had such great success and such a good staff. I mean, I don't know if I'm more surprised that he only kept two coaches, and because let's face it, he had a really good staff. But this is Coach DeBoer's program now, and he's going to keep who he wants, and he's going to hire who he wants.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, everyone was watching tonight, and I'll tell you what, it was a great basketball game as Alabama knocked off the Auburn Tigers. It was a good Auburn team. I mean, there's just no other way of saying it. Auburn's got a good football program. Good basketball program. They did have to give the isn't it the Iron Bowl thing they do at
the trophy or the SBA makes the presentation.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, the basketball has become a really fun time too. I don't call it the Iron Bowl, but it's this guy here. I mean, Mr. Intensity, Nate Oates, kind of challenged the team going into this game, and
what's up with his mouth?
Oh, he's pissed. Like, come on, you guys got to step up and get the job done. He was very clear that he didn't like the way that Alabama played against Tennessee. And they came out with an intensity in this basketball game. They played really good defense. And I got to give Auburn credit, too. They're a good basketball team. I mean, they're 8th in the country for a reason. They played right up until the last minute. But Alabama had one of their best nights of the season. They played inspired basketball last night.
Yeah, they did. And Auburn, I think 16-3, Bama 13-6. Played a tough schedule, but let me tell you something. They're really, really, really good at home. As a matter of fact, they've only lost one game all year long at Coleman Coliseum. That was to Clemson. Right. Alabama's one of those teams that kind of they live or die really by the threes, and they shot really well from behind the arc in the opening half. I think they finished up about 37% from the floor from behind the arc. But a great night for Bama, a great crowd, great intensity. Sears led with 22 points. Wrightsell had 14, and Nelson, number 2, he finished up with 14 points, but he really came through later in the game. He made some really big shots, made some really big free throws. He came through late in the game to really put us over the top. And let me also mention Griffin was in double figures with 17. So nice. That also shows that they distributed the ball very well around the floor, which is what I like. You know, anytime you have 4 players double figures, that's a good thing. But Nelson had a great night, a double-double with 14 points, 11 rebounds. Kid came up big at the end, and Bama wins 79-75. Vegas knows more than we do, apparently, or knows exactly what they're doing. As Bama came in a 3.5-point favorite, they win by 4.
Yeah, it's crazy how they do that. But
yeah, it is, isn't it?
It really is. Bama, one of the best nights they've had this year, but you know they're going to be ready for Auburn. Always, you know, a great rivalry.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about New Life Art. Whether you want to remember Nick Saban from the 2009 national championship, maybe you want to remember him from 2011 or 12 or 15 or 20 or whatever. New Life Art's got you covered. All of those great memories, Nick Saban prints, including Gravedigger, which was, I know one guy dug right out of Tuscaloosa, but the other guy's the starting quarterback. And it's still one of the great moments in the history of Alabama football. All of that at newlifeart.com. Use the promo code Bama Tailgate for 15% off your regularly priced item. Brett, roll tide, man. Thanks for hanging out.
Hey, roll tide, Mick, and looking forward to doing it again real soon.
Yeah. Hey, maybe something breaks and we'll be on here. It seems like there's a lot of things going on these days in the world of Alabama. But thank you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up, comment in the comment section, and roll tide.